close. Look at that power. Total Tasmanian devil feeding frenzy. And I am right in the middle of it. Okay, let's get up on the stake. Here we go. Oh, watch my fingers. Tasmanian devils feasting. Look at the carnage. It's like piranhas at a kill. I've never seen anything like this. The sounds are just unreal. The Tasmanian devil is not something you go out into the wild and get hands-on with. I got to work alongside Max Jackson. Max is somebody that I've known for a number of years. And what happens if one grabs onto my arm?
Well, don't let them do that.
His knowledge of Tasmanian devils and the amount of time that he spends caring for this population is just unlike anything I've ever seen before. So much work and so much effort goes into taking care of every single one of these little tiny snarly creatures. The work that Max and the entire team is doing is preserving the future of the species. We made the mistake by wiping the Tasmanian tiger off the face of the planet. This is our chance for redemption. And a big part of my responsibility is bringing this story to anyone that's willing to listen. Being a Devil Arc intern for a day, it was hard. It was difficult work. Do I use something to pick up the poop with? What's the process here?
Sure do. You can have either one or two of these bad boys and a bucket.
You're working within an extremely hot environment as well. And I just imagine how difficult it is for everybody working there day in and day out to take care of these animals. You had a pooper scooper this whole time and you didn't tell me?
We only had one and you're the intern, so you got the gloves.
That is a lot of devil poop right there. You know when you're working with animals that are being raised in a sanctuary that there's the potential to get hands-on.
There you go.
I got it. Okay, I'm gonna bring you in tight first, squeeze. Oh, there we go. You are so soft. There it is, holding a Tasmanian devil. And you have this preconceived notion that they are aggressive, they're snarly, they're just like the cartoon where you see the Tasmanian devil swirling around like a tornado and eating everything that's within its path. And certainly when the Tasmanian devil is in the midst of a feeding frenzy, they're very snarly. But what we learned is that there's actually a much cuddlier side to these marsupials. How adorable is that creature? I knew that we were building up to this point where I was going to enter into an enclosure with Tasmanian devils and partake in what I call a devil feeding frenzy. Like the start of a horror movie right here.
Yeah, they don't eat fruit and veggies, unfortunately.
Bringing a large hunk of meat into an enclosure, those devils are honed in on it's dinner time. I'm gonna do anything I can to get these jaws on my feast. And as you can hear, the hunger cries have begun.
As soon as you go through the gate, have this out first. Anytime a devil approaches you, you need to put the food in their face so they bite onto that and not your legs.
It was a very real, very serious thing that Max sort of coached me through even behind the scenes to say, look, if the devils really start going crazy and start lunging at you, just drop the meat and get out of the situation. Dinner served, boys and girls. The second you enter through that gate, there's no stopping them. Getting too close, too close. Look at that power. And the thing that's so dangerous is the bite force. Not only do they bite and latch on, but they also shake their heads around. My goal was to get it onto the feeding stake so that they could swarm in and we could get the scene. But the good news is that I was not bitten during the process. And once the meat was actually up on the feeding stake and we could get the cameras close, it was certainly a moment that I don't think anybody would ever forget, being that close to 13 or 14 devils swarming in and feasting on the meat. If there's a fallen carcass, they have to move in and eat before anything else gets to that food. And it's so intimidating to see those jaws at work. And what you don't forget is the sounds. Not only the sounds that they're making, but also the sound of them tearing apart that flesh. The tendons ripping, the cartilage and the bones cracking apart. This is just the natural feeding process of these animals. And I was thinking the entire time I was watching, wow, it is a good thing that they are scavengers and not predators, because if they are predators and you ran into a swarm of Tasmanian devils out in the wild, that is definitely something you would not be able to escape.